Well, good afternoon to you again. Monday. Weekend's gone on again, innit? Weather wasn't bad, really. They said we was going to have heavy rain, but it don't seem like it at all, do it? Quite close still, but there we are. We're doing all right. I hope everybody there is all right and keeping well, best you can. Yes, there's a few more visitors around again this week, but we're doing all right. So we got to live with this virus, whatever it is, until they get something for it. But just keep wearing your mask and keep your distance and just try to be comfortable. Go out and do a bit of shopping if you want to. All right, that's enough of this preaching. I'm going on now, talking another little story about Herbert Lane. Between Ourselves and the Gatepost, this is called. I haven't seen Mrs. James next door for a bare while. Sick is she? Asked father. No, replied mother. Washing she was yesterday. I had a mind to build a garden wall higher, but if I did, she'd get her ladder look over. Can't keep she out. Her old man is dead and buried up. So that's the end of he. Yes, says mother, and 'twill be the end of we too if we do live long enough. Old Sire Trenier had a lucky escape from she. He'd been courting her 15 years. She wouldn't be married in church, and he ate at chapel. Now he got a housekeeper to keep warm. I shall never forget when she did marry Dick James. He used to hack up her garden and put in a few teddies afore they got hitched up. He told me all about it in the tool house. Her mother, what used to live with her, was pretty sick in bed, and Dick was invited to go up and see her. Oh, you're looking awful, says Dick, but cheer up, you'll soon be in a better place. I don't want to go, said mother. Cameron is good enough for me. What about it, continued Dick. Who's going to look after he when mother's gone? I don't know, replied Lizzie, peeping out from behind an old handkerchief she was holding up to her face. Upon that, Dick said, I caught hold of her, and she said, yes, I believe I will. Next day we went down to see the parson to put up the banns. Well, said the parson, I suppose you know what you're doing. Yes, said Dick, but I won't get married afore she know what she's doing. Nice little house and all. When the great day arrived, Dick was in next door an hour before it was time to go to church, helping her to get ready. They went down back lane and was back again from church, man and wife, and none of the neighbours knew anything about it. Well, said Dick, so long. I'll see you again, Mara, sometime. He didn't come down here live for 2 weeks, 'cause, as he said, the rent on his house was paid up till then. He had been married afore and had saved up for a wedding ring. He told me himself he found out 'twould fit Lizzie afore he axed to marry her. Very careful man he was. One thing I can't bide is people with two faces. For 2 pence, said mother, I tell ye to keep out of this house. If she got 2 faces, said Richard Henry, how don't she put the other one on? Oh, shut up. Somebody's coming at the front door. I'll answer. 'Tis the milkman, I expect. Mother goes to the door, and there stood Mrs. James. Come in, Mrs. James, I'm so glad to see ye. We was then going out. Don't let me keep you in, replied Mrs. James. I only wanted to know if you could tell me who got the house that was to let up top of Sandy Lane. I see notice is gone. I knowed somebody who wanted a house. 'Tisn't a house I should want, said mother. I don't like all they modern inconveniences, and sides the front door is round the back. I heard some hammering there last night. I passed up going bell. I looked in through the window. There was a man trying to drive a nail in the wall, and the head up against the wall and striking the point in his hammer. Turning round he saw me and shouted, I tried, but I can't drive him in. No wonder, says I. Haven't got no sense. That nail is for the opposite wall. So 'tis, said he, and started to drive the nail in. After a few blows, out rushed the man next door and shouted, Stop, don't drive me in no further. It will do exactly for me to hang my hat on. Of course, it's what they call one of their lath and plaster walls. Well, we're going magic lantern, said mother. and I hope you haven't left your fire out. Good night, and mind the step. Now, I'm doing a little story here today as well. This one's by Marlene Edwards from Down St. Just. She sent it to me. I'm really delighted that she sent this one. It's called Sunday Dinner. Shall I tell you about the time Ethel Trevose invited us up to her house? Come after chapel, Ethel said. We'll have a bit of croust. Well, anyone who knows Ethel will be well aware she puts on a beautiful spread. You certainly won't leave there hungry. Everyone will be well fed. The minister was invited, old Jimmy Bray, and the Penhaligon sisters too. We wondered what we had to look forward to. Would it be Ethel's hearty stew? As we sang the last hymn at chapel, I don't think our thoughts were on the Lord. It was Ethel's kitchens that was on our minds and what we had in store. Well, finally the service done, we were ready to go down our place. Our tummies rumbling, we rushed for the door, almost forgetting the final grace. We entered Ethel's kitchen to the wonderful smell of a roast. Crispy roasties and handsome veg, all lovely prepared by our host. We sat to the table, our mouths fairly watering at the smell from the oven range. No glass of wine partaken here, for Ethel was chapel. That would be strange. Ethel was sat telling us tales as she waited for the Yorkshires to cook, when all of a sudden her face turned green and she let out a mighty squawk. Whatever's the matter? The minister asked as the rest of us looked on in shock. I've forgotten Mabel, Ethel explained with a fearful look at the clock. She leapt up with a yelp and ran out to the kitchen with all of us in tow. Well, what we saw I never forget, that much I surely know. Ethel ran to the Aga and opened the door to the warming oven below. Out stumbled the chicken, all dazed and confused. It was an incredible show. My dear soul, Ethel explained, I forgot she was there. Poor Mabel was looking some wished, and I thought warmth would add to her care. As Mabel continued to stumble around, recovering from her shocking ordeal, we all resumed our seats at the table. Mabel's sister Gertie was our Sunday meal. Thank you very much. Hope you enjoyed that.